Heroes for Kids is the perfect charity. It's about people helping each other.
Guys were asking me, telling me that they wanted to come. Hey, Lamar, can I go to the golf outing? I mean, I had so many guys that wanted to come, I had to reject a few people.
It's my duty and my honor to make sure these children have the same opportunities and plus more that I had coming up in this city.
Well, you know, it was something that I said I always wanted to do. I just love helping people. You know, when they called my name, I was shocked. You know, to be the first guy in Michigan history to actually win the trophy. The reason I wanted to give back is because I know some people struggle in life. You know, some people don't have the same opportunity as others. You know, and some people don't have those role models because they believe that they can't do it or nobody ever came from where I came from and did it. You know, they have that in their mindset, young kids. But when you look at a guy like me, you look at a guy like Cliff, somebody who came from that same background, went through the same program you went through, it kind of give them like, you know, a little spark like, I can do it. You know, Cliff and Lamar did it. You know, I can do it. So it give them some hope.
I was born here in Saginaw in 1984, February. Started off my elementary school at Henry Dorr, then moved on to Claytor Elementary. That was a part of the Buena Vista Township school system. Then my 5th grade year, I transferred to Jesse Lumens, which is in the city of Saginaw. And then for middle school, I went on to attend Francis Ray Academy. And then for high school, I attended Arthur Hill High School, and I'm a graduate of the class 2002.
I grew up here on the east side on East Remington Street on my grandmother's house. And I actually attended 3 elementary schools. The first one was Emerson Elementary School, then C.C. Culture Elementary School, because my mom ended up moving out here to Townhouse Village. So I ended up going there. Then I also attended Lone Street Elementary School, where I finished up 3rd through 5th grade. So it was definitely a great experience going to all them different schools because I got opportunity to meet people from different sides of towns.
I want to thank every person here. Each of you is a hero in your own way. But I, in particular, want to thank the players from Michigan State and U of M. I know you had to get up early and a long bus ride. Hey! You are special heroes. And I don't think we want to lose track of the fact that today's outing is totally designed to make sure that we help the youth of Saginaw. And it's being done. Last year, over 2,000 kids were put in summer youth programs. If not for those programs, those kids would have had nothing to do and would have been in a much worse shape with respect to being drawn into the bad side of life.
The past few years, it's like the crime rate is getting worse. You know, like I said, it's more, when you look at it, it's more kids that's doing the crime, more kids that's getting killed.
Some of them ended up in jail, some of them ended up dead. Some are not doing anything with their life. I run into them from time to time. And
those 2,000 kids, you know, maybe those 2,000 would help 1 or 2. And then you kind of hope that just spread over the time period. You know, for all those 2,000, they help somebody, whoever they help somebody, and just keep on spreading. And, you know, then you will see a slow change coming. You know, a change is not going to come overnight. You know, it's going to take time.
The city had hit rough times, and the city had no funding for youth programs, and that really hit home because I know without those youth programs in the early 90s, mid 90s, and late 90s, the whole, you know, for that 10-year span coming up, I want to be the person I am today. So I wanted to do something, you know, to give these other kids coming up behind me opportunity to be successful.
I particularly want to thank Cliff Ryan for being here. If you haven't had a chance to go up and say hello to Cliff, please do so and thank him. He'll be on the plane at about 3 o'clock today heading for St. Louis and being part of the Rams organization. So we're excited for Cliff.
I think having programs like that in my life growing up as an adolescent, that helped me become the person I am today. It kept me off the streets, you know, kept me around positive people. And if we don't have those programs in our community, we're going to see a lot of our youth going the opposite direction. I started in like preschool, taking part in the Hoyt Park T-ball leagues, and I fell in love with it ever since.
You know what? I attended every recreation center in the city of Saginaw. I've been to every one.
Have you?
Yeah. As a young kid, I've been to Merrill Park. I went to the Boys and Girls Club because I had a relative stay right there. I went to Trinity a few times. Yeah, I've pretty much been to every one.
And reading programs, after school programs, and I remember my neighborhood, we had the lunch program too, because you know a lot of parents work during the summer. You know, a lot of young kids are at home by themselves, and they were able to come up to the local Vets Park and, you know, get summer lunches and summer snacks, and that really helped a lot of kids out too, because if not for those, a lot of kids could have went hungry.
You know, you attend school, you might make it to breakfast sometimes. Sometimes you might make it to breakfast, sometimes you might not. You know, everybody usually ate lunch. And then your next meal, you know, will probably come most likely at the Civitan, you know, and you don't know, you never know the next time after that when you're going to eat, and probably the next morning we get back up for school. But that was definitely like another time you're looking forward to. You knew you was going to eat at that time, you know, whether it was a sandwich or, you know, they also serve things outside the sandwich, you know, other meals they served as well.
Fifth grade, you always look forward to getting that white summertime book, you know, with the big sun on there to look and see what activities the city had planned for us. You know, some of my favorite were the friendship games we competed against Canada, and another one of my favorites, I said before, was the baseball league in Hoyt Park. I participated in that for like 4 years, and then they had the summer basketball camps around the city. I really enjoyed that, and I think those activities helped lay the foundation for my athletic career. You know, kids look forward to the summertime, and they just want to, you know, have something to get their hands dirty with, and if you don't, if you let their hands go idle, they're going to find not so good things to occupy their hands with.
You know, just hanging out around, you know, the neighborhoods or something, but probably not doing, you know, not many positive things at all.
Once the city is able to, you know, meet the needs of these children, you'll see a lot more youth crime go down. You know, grades will go up. You know, MEP scores will go up, things of that nature. Because, you know, we got to show, us as a city, as citizens of Saginaw, we got to show these children that we care about them. Because they want to feel loved, and if we don't, someone in the streets are going to show them they care about them in positive ways by putting a gun in their hand or putting drugs in their hand. And we got to show them, you know, we care about them. We want them to be doctors, lawyers, you know, the future leaders of our community. I see myself as a role model, and it is a big responsibility, but as long as I continue to do the right things to make this city proud, I think those children will continue to follow my lead and realize that they can be better than Cliff Ryan or just as good, because I take a lot of pride in being from Saginaw. I take a lot of pride in helping these kids out, because I know I wouldn't be as successful as I am without people giving me a helping hand and without this community. So I owe this community and I owe those kids to be a positive impact.
How do we slow down the violence in the city of Saginaw? And I was sitting back thinking about the situation that I was in when I told you that I grew up on the east side of town. Well, I kind of look at it like this, because I had the opportunity to know people from the south side, the east side, the north side, you know, gang members and everything. And I can communicate with them real well because I grew up with them, you know. So I'm thinking, you know, the Civitan, First Ward, the Boys and Girls Club, Neighborhood House, Trinity. I think what's need to start going on is the kids have to grow up knowing each other. You know, you have to take all those recreation centers and take a field trip together so they can interact with each other. The problem is these days is if a guy's from the north side and the guys from the south side, they don't know each other. They never get a chance to see each other until like high school. And then they're like, hey man, where you from? Well, I'm from the north side. Where you from? I'm from the south side. Then that's when it creates gang problems. But if you raise them up from young guys and they interact with each other early, like, oh yeah man, I remember you on the field trip, what's going on? You know, then they know each other. Then it's not a surprise once they get to school. You know, everybody knows everybody. They get to interact with everybody. But the problem, like I said, now is they don't know who is who. You know, you might be on the east side. You might never see the dude from the north side or never see the dude from the south side or the west side. You will never see him probably until you get to school and say, where you from? Then I'm from over here. You know, that creates a problem when the young guys, they just interact with each other early. I don't know, that was something that I was looking at and kind of thinking of that maybe could help out the problem, sort of.
I was doing work for the Saginaw fireworks auction, and I was approached with the idea by some city leaders about, you know, the golf tournament. I was, you know, gung-ho for it. I brought my friend Lamar along and proposed the idea to our teammates, and, you know, they were more excited than we were, you know, a chance to play some 18 holes of free golf and to give back, you know, to a community like Saginaw that you hear so much negativity about, and they were more than willing to make a change, and guys look forward to it every year. It's getting more and more nationwide exposure. You know, people are hearing about it on all levels, you know, corporate and professional levels. So I think Heroes for Kids is here to stay.
It's definitely been a difference maker, you know, and it's definitely each year, you know, we're getting more and more money. And that's been one of my main focuses this year, is how to make it even bigger than what it was, you know, try to beat last year.
The expression on those kids' face when they come here for that dinner and get those autographs and meet all their heroes, you know, that's an impression that will last with me forever. I think that's the impression that keeps these kids and these athletes coming back, you know, just to see those, the expression on those kids' faces, you know, those 7, 8-year-olds run up to you, giving you a hug and cracking jokes, and you know, that's a feeling that, you know, you don't get much often in life, and I think that's what keeps everybody coming back, down from the community down to the players. You know, it's just knowing that you're leaving a lasting impact on those kids' life, and they really need it. That's what keeps everybody coming back.
So the Heroes for Kids, thank you.
What a great day